Bang, bang. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is JD Wyatt. I am the Southern Fried Gentleman of Southern Fried Sports, and I am coming to you this evening to share my ACC and Southern Conference predictions for GreenvilleSportsMedia.com. Got plenty of articles, plenty of team coverage on that site, and if you find yourself traveling anywhere around Central or Westminster, South Carolina, make sure to stop by Arden's Burger and Grill or Beef and Rib. Fantastic restaurants. And if you drop my name, the Southern Fried Gentleman, I am told that they will give you a free sweet tea. I've never attempted it, so I don't know, but I'm sure they'll honor that. And like I said, we're going to get into ACC and Southern Conference predictions this evening. And let me just start by asking this question. Wouldn't it be great if all the games were just played on paper? We would think we knew everything. We think we could get all the teams right that won. We could predict how many tackles this player is going to have. Blah, 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 blah. But guess what? That's not the case. They do, in fact, actually have to play these games to see where they will stand at the end of the season, to play for a national championship, to play in a bowl game. Football is right around the corner, and I'm super excited about it. And speaking of playing games on paper, though, it is really hard to talk me out of being really high on Clemson this year. Tom Allen, new defensive coordinator. Garrett Riley seems to have things rolling on the offensive side of the ball. If all the games were played on paper, Clemson would be 12-0 this year, without question. They have a loaded roster. They've got defensive players. They had so much come back. Cade Klubnik, Heisman candidate. Like I said, it's going to be really hard to talk me out of being really high on Clemson. Can't wait to see that opening game against LSU. And so, speaking of Clemson, they obviously are going to be the winner that I am choosing for the ACC this year. With that said, though, we do have to look at some of the other teams and predict where they're going to finish. And to be honest with you, there's like 4 to 5 teams in the ACC that I think could potentially get after Clemson in one of these games. That random game where, Clemson catch them snoozing maybe, catch them early, catch them off guard, maybe coming off a big win the week before. There's a few teams in the ACC. And with that said, I wanted to bring up kfordratings.com. If you guys have never been to that website, I highly encourage you to check it out. They give us, however, the projected ACC standings, and in this graphic, you can see their percent chance to win at least blank conference games based on the current K-Ford ratings. In this rating, it gets updated throughout the year. It's highly accurate, and if you like numbers, it's very interesting to get into. So, with that said, as you can see here on this, Clemson has a 22% chance to win 8 games. 1 out of 5 chances. So if you played this season 5 times, one of those times they would go 8-0 in the conference. And then they got a 59% chance to win 7, 86% chance to win 6, and then 97% to win 5. But those other teams that I was telling you about that could sneak up, Miami with Carson Beck, they're going to be the number 2 team in the ACC, I think, this year. Then you've got SMU, Rhett Lashley, their quarterback coming back. SMU, they just played ACC. They were 1 play away from beating them in the championship game. So SMU. Then you've got the other teams. Georgia Tech, Louisville, they are highly likely to be able to catch Clemson on a snooze day. Bill Belichick with North Carolina, he's going to be interesting in this conference. You got Bill Belichick. You got North Carolina State, Florida State, Pittsburgh, NC State, Virginia, Wake Forest, Stanford, Boston College, Syracuse, California, Virginia. My goodness, Pittsburgh. So many teams in the ACC. It's going to be really difficult to predict who finishes where in that bottom half. It's going to be a wild year for the ACC. So let's move on though, to the Southern Conference. And this is very interesting as well. If you don't watch Southern Conference football, there is a lot of good football that is played. You've got the Citadel down there in Charleston. They're like an option team. They're usually very disciplined. They just upset the USC Gamecocks back in 2015. They've beaten Georgia Tech. So Citadel, really good team. They got a new head coach, Maurice Drayton. I think they're looking to turn the page. The Citadel could be a pretty good team for the Southern Conference this year. And then the other teams, you've got VMI, UNC Greensboro, East Tennessee State, Wofford, Furman, Western Carolina, Chattanooga, Mercer, and Samford. And Mercer won the conference last year. They're looking to repeat it again this year. They were selected by the media at their media days to finish first overall with 6 votes. Then you have Chattanooga. They came in second, 50 votes. Western Carolina came in third with 49 points, or votes, excuse me. ETSU, they had 43 votes. Samford, 40 votes. And then you got Furman, Wofford, Citadel, and the VMI rounding out how the media projects the Southern Conference to finish this year. I am going to say right now that I completely disagree with that. East Tennessee State, to me, with former Michigan quarterback Cade McNamara. I've spoken to Charlie Browder, a tight end for their team. He used to play with Josh Heupel in Tennessee, played with Josh Heupel at UCF as well, and now he's at East Tennessee State. They had a loaded transfer class come in. I'm telling you, watch out for the East Tennessee State Buccaneers this year. Give me East Tennessee State to win the Southern Conference. Give me then Furman and Mercer second and third. Actually, give me Mercer second. Give me Furman third. Then let's go Chattanooga. And we've got UNC Greensboro. I don't even think they play football there, but it's listed on this map anyways. Western Carolina, hey, they're going to be really good. They are loaded. Southern Conference, it has all the football and none of the drama, like the NIL and all that stuff. They play for the love of the game still a little bit at the Southern Conference level. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this ACC preview and Southern Conference preview. Don't forget greenvillesportsmedia.com and hit like, follow, share, and subscribe. Y'all be blessed, not stressed.